Better than the flu, though.
A lot better than the whole flu.
Yeah.
But getting the flu shot's kind of, you're asking for it.
Yeah. You created quite a stir this weekend.
Yeah, I know. I'll confess, the whole thing's a bit.
That's what people were wondering. I'll tell you, it really is annoying, and I told you this right before the show.
Sure.
That the idea that people are texting you going, hey, what's going on with Jim? I go, yeah, I don't want,
yeah,
leave me alone is what's going on with Jim.
Of course.
That's what's going on with Jim, but I think we were all getting hit up. Hey,
I guess, yeah. I figured.
You didn't know it would create a stir?
I knew people would ask questions, but I mean, I didn't think you guys would. But I'm being told also that I have old man thumbnails, that I'm not good with. I put one up this morning, which I'm not going to watch. I'm just about.
I'm just going to look at the thumbs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to force you to sit through all your.
Oh, yeah, no. But I'm very bad at thumbnails, which I thought it was fine, but I got a text saying it was a fucking shit.
Who texted you?
My wife.
She criticized your thumbnail?
Yeah, she said it was an old man thumbnail.
All right, let me look at her. Okay, yeah, hers. Yeah, those are good. Those are her thumbnails. Both of those I kind of want to click on immediately.
Maybe mine is not good. I don't know.
I'm going to look at your... okay, so the marriage one I think is good.
That's fine. Yeah, no, but
it's you pointing at sushi and it says that's mine.
It's not good.
That's not as compelling necessarily, but I think people are so caught up in all of it for the moment anyway.
Yeah, I don't
people
know.
Are watching.
No, maybe.
You know, you opening the door into your personal life, I think is. I mean, I'm sure you already know from the radio show that just the idea of you being domestic is fascinating to people. So the idea that you're putting this much of your life on social media for the first time.
Yeah, it's one of those things too, and I'll definitely talk about it today. And I'll touch on some of the major points, but I mean, I won't go the first time I really go in complete detail about it, I want to do it I want to do it with her, because it's her life too. It's not just my life,
course.
you know.
Look at you thinking like a person with a real partner. That's 100% the right answer.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's not just, hey, this is Jim's, it's nice. It's been hard for her too, and it's been very frustrating. But I will say this. We've been married for a while. I mean, not 5 years, but we definitely did not just get married. And we were enjoying being private. Like, I've never lived with a person. So what is this going to be? Are we going to like it? Am I not going to like it? Am I going to be able to handle it? Is she going to like the U.S.? Like, more important than talking about it publicly was actually making it like a marriage that works. And is this what we want to do? And are we happy together? So before I said anything publicly, we wanted to both be really sure that it was legit and this is what we wanted to do.
That's a extremely good way to handle it.
Yeah, because we understand the shit that comes with it. Of course, I mean, I've been in this universe for over 20 years. I mean, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care at all. She's completely...
It doesn't seem like she's shy.
She doesn't give a shit at all. But...
As a matter of fact, it seems like you're more shy on some of the videos than she is.
Yeah, she's very comfortable being on video.
That's good to know.
She's not shy.
That's good to know.
Yeah. But it's, I'm very, she's really happy to be living like this and normally. And by the way, I'm not only going to post wife content. I don't want people to think that I'm just going to go down this fucking, hey guys, me and my wife. Just a couple of things to let people know that, this is legit. And we're eventually going to do something on YouTube but it's not going to be some again, hey guy. It's more like we understand people are going to talk about this and have their own opinions on it. So I would rather have a record of, hey, this is how we live and this is who we are. And if you like us, you like us. If you don't, you don't. But I don't want other people spinning it and saying this is how they are together, because you see how wrong people get it.
100%.
And it's funny how people were like, Jim looks miserable. And I understand. I hate my wife's music. I don't want to fucking listen to that shit. And sometimes she'll want to do a video and I'm like, ugh. But they think I'm not happy because of how I look in the video. And in fairness, I haven't given anybody information, so.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I also don't think, there would be, you'd go through a social media blitz to kind of let the world know what you're doing if you were unhappy.
Right.
Legitimately day-to-day unhappy. It's funny to share the miserable moments that we all go through as a couple. And it's also funny that you're experiencing those as well, because you're not the traditional relationship type, right? So the fact that now you're finally getting, okay, you do have to enjoy this person's terrible music. Okay, you do have to go out to this restaurant. You do have to do things that you don't like to make someone else happy.
Yeah, you have to compromise a lot. And again, all of that was because for me, I did whatever I wanted my whole life.
Right.
And again, it's been such a crazy, like, there's so much to it, and it's taken a long time. And the fact that we're married, like, I'm really happy being married.
You like it?
I really like it. Like, I really like it. I never thought I would, but I fucked up when I posted the pictures of us. There was the pictures of us and me in the tux and her dressed. I wasn't. People thought that was a wedding photo, which I put where we were.
Yeah,
that was last October at Sharon Osbourne's birthday party.
It is funny if you're like a real sleuth picking up on the breadcrumbs that are being left behind, because like Nikki, we can say her name.
Yeah,
because, you know, she's also public now on Instagram.
NIKKI, you fucks.
Was posting stuff, but you say in the video, like, oh, we're on our way to the Burt roast. You say in like on the carousels, hey, this was taken. And if you listen to the show, you're like, oh, I remember when Jim was talking about going to that, but that was, you know, at the beginning of the year. That was whenever, months ago.
Yeah, I understand why people would think that was a wedding picture, but it wasn't. And I didn't try to make it look like that. I wrote a description of where the photos were.
Yeah,
like a couple of them were from her birthday weekend. We went to L.A. and then and the first and the last one, I think, from that were from Sharon's birthday party.
Yeah,
but I think people thought it was a wedding. It's funny how many people. A lot of people didn't know I was married,
right?
But a lot of my friends knew. I was not telling people because I kind of, as it went on, I realized we're just going to have a wedding. We want to do like a wedding ceremony. So I wanted to kind of feel like a wedding. Like, that was why I didn't want it to be like an anticlimax. Like, when you have your ceremony, it's like, all right, who cares already? You know, you wanted it to feel like a special. But since we haven't put it together yet, I'm like, all right, we'll just have to tell people.
Yeah, because eventually everybody's just going to know anyway, because she's your person that you do everything with.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and a lot of people knew. Oh yeah, that you were married.
Oh yeah. A lot of my like I haven't been publicly discussing it, but I mean, you know, all my friends have met her, and she's interacted and she's done everything I've done for the last, you know, for a while. So she's met almost all of my friends. She's interacted with all my friends. You know,
yeah,
it's not been like the secret among my friends. But the 90 Day Fiancé fucked everything up. Because people know that once somebody is in America, you have to get married to a certain. You actually asked me. You like, so did you guys get married? And this was a while ago when we did. And I was like, yeah, I had to, because everyone knows the rules.
Right.
If someone's here, they can't be here for 6 months and not
be
married.
Right. Because she's from outside the country.
Yeah. She's from Norway.
Yeah. So that's why it was like, we're going to do this anyway. Like, when she moved here, the plan was to be married anyway, so it's like, let's get this on paper now so you can be here. Then down the road, we'll plan a full 100%. Ceremony and invite people and do the whole thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that was all it was. It was just, once you get here, we know we have to do that.
How long? You want to say how long ago that was? Or you don't...
Over a year, I'll say that.
Okay.
It was terrifying. That moment of going down and actually getting married was terror, because it was real. It was like, this is.
Oh.
I have video footage of it. But again, it was just a City Hall thing. And Jonathan was my witness. He flew in from Palm Springs, which was very nice. Colin was my backup. If Jonathan wasn't available, because he flew in like the night before. But if his flight got delayed, it was going to be Colin. It was going to be the state. You have to have a witness.
It sucks that it couldn't have been Colin, because then after you got married, you could have pitched if he wanted to bring back Tough Crowd.
I would like to ask him during the ceremony, but he says here he sucks so much anyway. What?
Yeah, he does. He's a terrible witness because he didn't get it. What'd you say?
Yeah, yeah. So it was terrifying actually doing it. Terrifying.
Like knowing, oh, this is not conceptual anymore. This is for real, for real.
It's permanent.
Yeah,
and you can't change it, and you can, but I mean, it's legal.
But once you change it, you changed your status. But it's now if you were to divorce or whatever, you're now a person who's been married and divorced.
You're divorced.
That's a different.
Yeah,
it's a different thing.
It's it's a different feeling. You can't just when it's not working, or if you're fighting, you can't just leave.
Right.
And it's very strange. I've had to, like, I'm shitty when I fight. And I've had to a few times just go, what do you can't, what are you going to do? Like, you can't, you're here.
Yeah.
So it's not a feeling of being trapped. It's a feeling of, you have to fix this. You have to make this right, or you have to
take it seriously.
Yeah, it's got to be
more seriously. And you also, it's a different deal when you misbehave, as you've been prone to do in the past.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you have to come to the realization that, no, I'm not, potentially going to fuck up a relationship. I'm going to, like, ruin two people's lives here.
Yeah, and you do think of that all the time. Yeah. Like, I just can't, because it's not, my brain is still fucked up.
Right.
But, practically, I mean, we have each other's locations on the iPhone. Anyone trying to behave in a relationship, here's my suggestion. Share your location with your spouse, because it really does cut off any crazy ideas you have before they get going.
So you do that for your own accountability?
That was a long time ago we did that, yeah. But it was...
It's like having a nutritionist that makes sure that you're eating. Like, you want to go on it. You want to be on the good diet.
Yeah.
But that junk food looks so good. If your nutritionist is always there, he's going to... No.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
That's kind of there on your phone all the time.
100%. No. But I'm not that I was going to do it, but your fantasies don't even go... You don't even start to think, hey... Maybe I can, because you're like, nope, location tracker. Where the fuck am I going?
What am I going to do?
Where am I fucking going?
It ruins the fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine if... No, she'd know.
She'd know. That's the worst fear, is that I go off and do something which would arguably be really fun. And then
in the moment.
In the moment. And then she'll come back, how was the seller? Why was the... You can't do it.
Right.
So it really does change the way you even think about doing fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
It changes.
Yeah. Yeah, this does certainly better contextualize all the decisions that you've been making in your home, your furniture, the having to figure out how you can both sleep on a bed that's the same temperature. Like, all of it is because, you guys have a life together.
Yeah,
you're committed to that.
It's a permanent life together. And people have been very cool. Like, you get a few dicks, but I mean, honestly, most people have been great. I've gotten a lot of emails and messages from people being nice. And I know that I didn't say anything for a long time, so people are congratulating me, and it's weird. It's like, well, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice, but I mean, I appreciate that.
I mean, I congratulated you on just the fact that it was public, because I don't even know if people really get this about you, but, like, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it without being cheesy. Like, the level of honesty that you are, like, people have always said that the thing that they like about you and your comedy is that you're honest, but I don't think people realize how much it weighs on you when you're not able to be honest, or you feel like there's a reason that you can't.
Yeah.
Like, you are affected by not being public about stuff more than anyone I've ever met.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's been very hard to not talk about, and I have been talking about it and saying my wife on stage, primarily at the Cellar, yeah,
we get those. Dude, you have no idea how invested people are in your life. Like, I've gotten them. I think Troy's gotten them. I know Travis has gotten them because he's told me. Like, we get DMs from people.
Really? Oh.
They're like, yo, I just went and saw Jim this weekend. He said his wife, is he married? And obviously,
yeah,
I'm not responding to random DMs going, yes, I can confirm.
Oh.
But yeah, people have been very interested in it.
Yeah, and I said it. For a while, I was saying girlfriend, because the important thing for me on stage was to get the material right. Like, the other stuff that would have tied in, but I'm like, I have to get some of this material right and see how I'm going to do it. So and Travis was actually at the show where I said wife early in front of, like, my crowd, not just the Cellar, and it was distracting.
You felt the reaction.
I could feel that it was like in my first minute.
Yeah.
It took everyone out of it.
Because everybody's
known Jim for 20 plus years,
yeah,
and all of a sudden, like, you say this word,
yeah,
and now it's distracting completely from what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody saying a word has had great effects on my career, unfortunately, over the years.
Yeah, there are positives and negatives.
Sure.
Hey, man, words have power.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been I've said it many times. It's not like I haven't said it on stage. But I'm just trying to work out how do I want to get into the material, and what do I want to say on stage, and how do I keep it? Because my goal is not to convince people to respect or have any kind of lifestyle view of their own. Like, I don't care what people think of it. Like, as far as, hey, our job is to convince you, it's not. And that's the problem, is too many people in relationships like this try to make everybody see it their way. And all we want to do is just put like an honest, this is who we are, and however you feel, you feel.
You're not doing this because you have a duty to normalize.
No. No. Normalizing is just, if you see it, it's not this fucking, it's no different than other relationships. And that really is the point. Like, that's the point of anything that she and I do that's we eventually going to put on YouTube or whatever. It's not, oh my God, this crazy.
No.
It's fairly... My fucking wife hates my music. I can't stand her music.
I mean, that's the funny part of it.
Yeah, it's very normal.
That you're dealing. The normalcy, it's not... The part that's always been interesting to me is the normalcy of it. The fact that it is as normal a relationship. The fact that your wife, like, gets along with my wife, gets along with Travis's wife. Like, you are part of this thing where the wives are friends now.
Yeah, she's... My wife, Nikki's shy, too, believe it or not. Like, she's... Not, she hasn't, it's a little overwhelming. People have been so nice to her. Like, like Annie Letterman, I'll always love Annie Letterman because Annie has always been nice to Nikki. Like, for years she's known her. And no one's been a dick. But I mean, like, you remember all that stuff. Like, it's crazy when you remember everything. Like, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
But no one has been a dick. But I mean, the people who have gone out of their way to be nice, you always just, I just love those people. And Annie is one of them. She's great.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So what made you decide that Thursday was the time to be like, because it felt like we just gotta, I'm gonna post something, you post something, we'll change our profiles, like, let's just let everybody know right now, like, here it is.
Just because there really, like, when do you do it?
Right.
There really is no good, quote unquote, good time to do it or right time. We could have done it a lot sooner. And I think we're both at a place now where we feel like it's really fun being married, and I really like it. And I like doing awesome. That dumb... and again, my profile's not going to be all fucking married content. I mean, I'm going to put stand-up back up. I've just been lazy posting. But it's fun. Like, I love her, and I love doing it. So I think she also got sick of, like, just waiting. Like, it's like, what are we waiting for? Who cares? Let's just do it this day, and we'll just get it over with.
Yeah.
Just get it over with, and then move forward, and you live. It was hard, though. It was very hard not being honest. You're right. There's certain podcasts I haven't done for years. Not because I didn't want to do them or because I couldn't do them, but because our show is a different show. It's but when you're going on and you're being interviewed and you have to talk around something, it's very frustrating because I felt like a liar, and I feel like you're talking around it and not saying it, and like or acknowledging it. And I was told, like, yeah, it's fine, man, you don't have to. But it was internally, I felt like I'll be lying. I won't be I won't be free enough to just say what I want to say in this interview. Like, I don't like talking around it, and I hated doing that.
Sure.
It was hard. It was really hard.
Sure. And and here, like, since I think all of us or most of us knew, I don't know if Coop knew, but
maybe Coop didn't know.
Since we knew, it was like, I would have never asked you anything that would make you dance around anything. That's why it was always like, oh, what are you doing with your lady? What are you doing with your, and like, it was a little easier here than it would be somebody that you haven't seen in a while that you're doing their podcast that they're asking 100%. You about you.
Yeah, and you've known all. I mean, like, Sam has known everything. There's very little. There's a couple things you don't know, but there's very little. There's a couple of things I haven't told anybody, but there's very little you don't know about it. I think you probably know more than anybody because you've been there, like, through the whole fucking process, the good, the bad.
Which is a story in and of itself.
When
you find the venue and it's time to tell, it's an incredible story.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, and it was a lot of frustration. And not that it's something I'm like, hold on, I'll tell you someday, folks. It's just, again, because it's her life too. I would rather
100%
do it with her, because then you just fucking, I don't know. It's just not just my life. It's
and she wants to be a part of it. It seems like.
She does, yeah. She's a ham. She enjoys it.
she seems like it.
Yeah, she is, and she's really funny. And I have more fun with her. I mean, her and my ex are very, very close. Which, what a stupid asshole move that was.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have to hear the phone calls when we're fighting of her on the phone with my fucking ex.
She calls your ex when you're fighting.
Yeah, and my ex loves it. She's like, "Fucking Jim." Oh yeah.
What a move! What a great move.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have somebody who knows how to argue.
You believe
with me.
What he's saying to me now? Oh, he's a piece of shit.
Here's the problem with fucking Jen. Yeah, she gets an earful. from my ex, which was it's crazy that I've connected those two.
Yeah.
But, my ex is very truthful and is very blunt about it. And she might be my closest friend, my ex.
Yeah. And also does good social content.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
she's funny, and her brain is very, very good. She's a very, very fast,
sharp.
Yeah. But boy, does she know Jim Norton very well, and loves telling my wife.
Oh, did you not know this little? Oh, did you know? Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll fight sometimes, and then for 3 hours they're on the phone. There's nothing you want less than your wife and your fucking ex on the phone. I mean, I'm glad she has somebody she's really close. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I mean, I introduced them, so I knew.
Right. But it is funny.
It is.
And you just sit there.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, I don't listen. I'm like, I go in the other room, like, whatever you want to talk about. It's your business.
Yeah.
It's your friend.
Yeah.
My friend too, but,
Unfortunately, your friend knows far too much about me.
Everything about me.
Yeah.
So
that's hilarious.
And my family has been great. Like I know a lot of people in these situations have family issues, and and I always feel for people who have to deal with that. Like my family. Do
you want to talk about how your family found out about your relationship status, or is that?
Oh, well, we were there for, let's just say, the holidays, and we had been engaged. And this is before we got married, and we were down at my parents' house. And my sister was there, and all of us were there. And I think as we were walking, they saw her ring. And my sister said, "Are you engaged?" And I'm like, "Oh God, I forgot to tell them." I'm like, "Yeah, you didn't know?" Like, I just forgot.
And what did Nikki say when she realized that you had forgotten to tell your?
Wow. What did she say? She wept the whole time. The whole ride home, she was fucking furious. The fuck could you forget? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I knew she had a point.
Yeah.
But it was just, again.
But you're not used to this life.
Dude, I'm not used to this life.
And that was early.
Yeah, I'm not used to it. Like, I also didn't want to tell too many people, because then if it doesn't work, or if there's I don't like explaining shit. Like, well, here's why. I just didn't want to. But yeah, that was I fucked that one up. Pretty bad.
It's such a funny story.
Oh my God. Yeah, I totally forgot. And as soon as my sister said that, I was like, oh no, I fucked up. I knew I fucked up, and there was no fixing it. We're all putting our coats on. It was really awkward.
At the end of the
Yes, it was very, very awkward and very, very uncomfortable. But I fucked up. There was nothing to do. There was no way to fix it.
How did you know that this was the person? Because you've been in a lot of relationships. You've been in serious relationships. You've had long-term girlfriends before. Like, and you were also, I think, before this point, fine being single. You know what I mean? You'd never had a problem,
right?
Just living on your own and doing whatever you wanted. Like, how did you know this was the time and that this was the person for you?
Because when you're willing to work to make something happen, like when it doesn't come easy, you have to focus on how much do I like this person, because I have to invest so much energy into going to see them. I have to invest so much energy into maintaining contact, so much energy into them coming here, that you realize, like, okay, well, if you want this, it's not going to just be, hey, you come in for the weekend, then you're gone, then I see how I feel. It's like, it's work, and it's going to be a process. And then through doing that, you realize, well, I really love this person. Like, I want this to work. It's worth it to me to do this.
Like, you don't even think about whether or not you're going to do the work.
No, and I have fun with her. Like, she really makes me laugh. Like, it just works. And the way you see us on camera, I mean, not on camera, but, on these dumb bits. I mean, that's just how we are. We're the same off. It's just, it's a good relationship, though. I mean, I'm the best in this that I've ever been. Like, I think that's a big part of it. I'm not the person I was. Like, even when we fight, like when I fight, I'm crazy and I can feel it. And I'm like, I see her upset, I just can't.
That's good.
Like, yeah. I'm like, don't throw your laptop through the television. Just fucking leave the room, asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you learn, like, loving this person makes you not want to hurt them, makes you not want to see them upset. But it's hard to say when I knew. I've known for a long time. I just never thought it would happen. Yeah. I never thought I'd be married. I always said, like, yeah, maybe someday. Even when she and I were engaged, I never thought it would work. I never thought it would happen until it actually happened. I didn't believe it until she was actually in the U.S.
Wow. Yeah, that's why. And I guess it explains, too, like, because you've been asking a lot of guests about kids and stuff like that. Not that you're going to have kids, but just the idea, just the idea that, like, I never thought this would happen. So it's just weird thinking now, like, you know,
right?
Life kind of opens up in a way. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. And the kids she's talked about, I mean, I can't tell you how firm my no has been.
Yeah, I would say.
I don't want them. Small dog, fine.
Right.
Fine. We'll get a fucking small dog.
You and your tall, hot wife and a small dog walking around New York is the greatest visual.
It's just going to be fucking... yeah. And it does suck dating somebody taller or married to somebody taller, because when she'll be like, that guy's a fucking chaser. I'm like, why do you say that? And she'll be like, you didn't see him look at me? I'm like, no. And she's not trying to start a fight. She's like, ugh.
What's a chaser?
Somebody who chases a certain type of young lady.
Got it.
They call them chasers.
Got it. Okay.
And they look at her over my head, like I'm sure. Fucking humiliating. I don't notice it. I never notice, and I notice everything, but I don't notice people looking over my fucking.
Of course.
Over my head. It's embarrassing.
See the bottom of their chin.
yeah. It's embarrassing.
Oh.
But everybody in my life has been really great. Like again, there's been no. Once in a while, you run into somebody you know. Like, I can tell there's a few people I know who are not, I mean, on the surface they'd be on board, but I can tell they're not. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't. I mean, it's not, there's nobody in my life I wouldn't have cut out immediately. Nobody.
That's good.
Immediately.
That's also how you know.
Yeah. That, another reason, like, the important thing for me was, hey, if you're not going to treat her well, or if you're not at least able to pretend you're fucking happy for it or comfortable with it, then I don't need you in my life. There's nobody that would have, I'm not out to convince anybody. I'm not out to convince him. No, God, but she's like, you want to have an accurate record of yourself so people can see what you're like and then determine how they feel about you. But as far as earning the approval of anybody I know, it was never important. It was never...
That's good.
Yeah, it was never like, I was never, hope that guy likes it. It was, this is what it is, and if you don't like it, then you're out of my life.
Yeah.
Or if you're not willing to live with it, you're out of my life. You can feel how you want to feel.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that goes for any relationship. If you're disrespectful to a spouse, it's like...
Yeah, but you hear about that. People who's like, yeah, my wife and my best friend don't get along, and that's different than knowing if people had a problem with it.
Like a disapproval of
of what it was, or hey, that's not right, or what are you doing, Jim? Fuck you. I know what I'm 5 years old. I know what I'm doing, and I'm happy doing it, and it's what I want to do. And I did it because I had to work really hard to make it happen, and I really wanted it to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't pushed into the corner.
And the idea of somebody not being happy for you, like for you to get the disaster that you are, for you to get to a place where this is your life and you've found happiness, for people in your life to not be happy about that, to not celebrate that, is like a crazy level of, not only should you not be in my life, I don't think you were ever my friend.
Yeah, or like, like this, I am this person. Like, this is the person you've known for all these years. I haven't changed. And if and people who are surprised by it, well, I guess you haven't had your radio on for 20 years.
I know. I've been telling you. Yeah.
I mean, I joke about it a lot, and I lie a lot, and I exaggerate. Everyone does when they're being funny. But I mean, there's a certain through line. Like, if you didn't read it,
that's right.
I don't know what to fucking tell you. I mean, the problem isn't with me; it's your power of perception.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're so uncomfortable with it that you've been going, no, he just jokes about it all the time.
Yeah.
It's definitely not his real life. Again, that's something that you're dealing with. That's not a Jim thing.
Yeah. But again, I haven't really had problems with that, and I it's always a better story when there's tremendous opposition from family, but there just wasn't. My family's great.
That's awesome.
Her family's great. Like, I get along great with her family. She gets along great with mine. It's, again, holidays are just normal times.
I mean, also, the bit that you did on one of your hours about accepting a strap on,
Yeah.
That wasn't like clearly that was a comedic bit, but also based in truths.
Sure.
Right? Like that's just the first example.
When I had to shit, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Some trans girl messaged me about that and said that was really disrespectful to trans women. And it was like, shut the fuck up.
It's a thing that happened to you.
No, first of all, it happened to me. And it wasn't disrespectful. Like, people just look to feel slighted in everything. There are people who look because there's a power in being slighted. It was just a random message years ago that I got that, because that bit is from, like, not even the last special, but I think the one before that. And she was like, that was disrespectful. And I'm like, it wasn't. And it's just stop looking to feel slighted. Stop looking for the angle as to where you can feel like somebody has. That's one thing I love about Nikki. She's never like that. Not sensitive at all to that stuff. Like, literally, really doesn't give a fuck.
You guys that are listening, I mean, not only is she not sensitive about it, the way the jokes that she makes at Norton's expense are so goddamn funny.
Yeah, it really is it's a perfect human being for me to be with. Perfect match.
Yes. I mean, when you guys together, it's like so natural, so funny. It's fun. It's like you're like, yeah, this is the way it was meant to be. Like, it's great. And it's great.
Thank you, man. And it's unfortunate too that trans people have gotten this reputation of being so, and again, maybe on social media or activists are reactionary, but like, oh, don't say that because you're going to get somebody upset, or they're breakable and they feel so sensitive and fragile. So people are, and then you meet her and it's like, oh, okay, this is probably how most people are.
They're people.
But yeah, great sense of humor about nothing, not looking to be upset by things, not looking to be offended by things. I mean, it's why I love her. It's like I couldn't be with somebody who wasn't. And negative comments, she just doesn't care about any of that stuff.
That's great.
Like, I mean, really, it's not a pretend I don't care. When you live with somebody,
yes,
it just doesn't.
It's awesome
because she grew up on the internet, so none of it shocks her. She's like, I can't believe how influential Opie and Anthony were. Like, she's like stuff that she saw as a kid that was just online, growing up on the internet, and she's like, I didn't know it was O&A. Like,
oh, that's interesting.
Like, from being in Norway online and seeing all this weird stuff that kind of became in the zeitgeist, or whatever. And she was like, you have no idea how internet culture influential that show was.
I agree with that.
I mean, the tone about certain things, which I wouldn't have recognized. But
a lot of troll culture too. Like, it all kind of can be traced back in a big way.
Yeah, and Stern fans too. Like,
sure,
like that people rallying to really fuck with somebody. Yeah. So
yeah. Although it is also interesting that she grew up with certain things on the internet, and now she looks at the guy that she's married to and goes, "That was you."
She said that.
You?
I had no idea that I would ever meet this person.
Right.
Much less drink their cum.
Which is a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah, but I couldn't be with somebody who was sensitive to it. Like, somebody who was, and there are people who are I couldn't function with a person who's hypersensitive or who's too fragile or too breakable. Again, there are people like that, and hey, fine, but it wouldn't work in the world I live in. Like,
you got to be yourself. You can't sit there second guessing like every single thing that you say or joke that you make or observation. Like, you can't live like that.
No, and I wouldn't want to live like that. It wouldn't be, like, worrying someone's going to say the wrong thing around her. Like, I just couldn't function like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we just decided this was the time. There was really no symbolic reason for last Thursday. It was just the time to do it.
Yeah.
And we did it. And again, I'm not going to only be posting that stuff, but just for now, it's just kind of fun. Like, I like doing it.
And I guess you have a large backlog.
Yeah, and again, in time, we'll throw it on a YouTube channel for whoever likes it. And
I think people will be really into it.
But you only want people just to see it and go, yep, this is who these people are. Yeah. And then you judge according to that. But you have to kind of tell it yourself and show it yourself. Because already people get it wrong so many times, and people understand the motives or, oh, run, Jim, shift your money. Like, I get it because I haven't told you guys information, so you don't have information to go on. So I'm not angry people think that.
Right.
But it's just, I've learned so much because of how many things people have gotten wrong about me.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, they know they're right.
Right.
And I'm the guy you're talking about. Like, I know what happened. I was there. Mm-hmm. I know what I said. I was there. And then they're like, fuck, I know. But when you read people, when they think they understand something and like, wow, that guy really is as convinced as I've been about stuff. And he's 100% wrong.
Right.
So I've learned to kind of, in a way, shut the fuck up and assuming I know everything about other people over the last few years, because people get it wrong so many times in my life. I'm like, how many times do I get it wrong in other people's lives?
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting because people observing it now who are just finding out are, almost observing it like you made this, like,
drastic error.
And this crazy decision, right? Like, you just were, like, just all of a sudden just decide, I just met this person, I'm going to do this. And it's like, you have no idea how long this has been cooking.
Yeah, and again, but I don't fault them for that, because
how could they know?
I didn't give the information out. There's no way people can know that if I don't tell them that.
Of course.
And it was very hard to not tell people that. It was very, very hard.
Jeffrey Tambor must feel like a real goose.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he came in and he was talking down to you and stuff, and you're like, Jeff, I don't think you fully realize who you're talking to here.
Yeah, bud. It's okay. I mean, it's cute. I like Jeffrey Tambor, but he got a little snippy.
I think you may be judging a book by its cover here. That might be a mistake.
Yeah, when people get self-righteous about that, or like when it's like, all right, I guess you would know.
Yeah.
I guess you would know.
Jim, how would you know? Well, why don't you sit down and allow me to tell you a tale?
Yeah, but I didn't fault. He was just being kind of self-righteous about the whole. He was giving me the transgender, the serious side of it, and it's like, shut up.
Yes.
I don't need the lecture.
No.
I don't need the lecture.
No, you don't.
But I also get sick of seeing it, like, it gets so cartooned, and it gets so, everything's an angle.
Yes.
Everything's an angle, jockeying for position. Everything is an angle to make people think, like Dylan Mulvaney, that whole thing hurt a lot because, not me, I mean, it just hurt the overall view of things.
Sure.
Because, again, we've talked about this. The influencer fact, which was so annoying,
yes.
and also the fact it was a bit, hey, I'm a girl for X amount. And maybe that was true, but it just felt like you were, and going to Biden's White House politicized it. So it became this thing where everybody's like, you're trying to change the way we see things. And I have nothing against Dylan Mulvaney, but I just think that if they wanted to use a trans spokesperson, use Trace Lizette, or use Laverne Cox, or somebody who's
living their life
a little more established and not counting down the days for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and there's a big difference between influencers and people that are just kind of living their life and doing a lot of different things and have been living their life for quite some time. And there's, there's a huge difference. Yeah.
So I have no problem with her at all. I just felt like when they did it, when Bud Light did it, it felt almost like, all right, like you, instead of just using a representative of a group that you want to drink your fucking product,
right?
Which is why anybody should be represented,
right?
Because you want people to drink your product. It became like this message where stop your fucking messaging everybody and just lead by example, live your life, and show somebody. You understand what I'm saying?
It's almost like it's not about that community going like, hey, we want you guys to have our beer too. It was more like everybody else should see, hey, look what we're doing over here, guys.
That's
look
right.
At this.
Look at this message we're giving you. And then it becomes insulting and annoying. But instead of, we're just being an advertiser and saying advertisers want everyone to enjoy their product because they make more fucking money.
No, they wanted the representative who would have the most mainstream visibility so others could see what we're doing over
here. What
a
virtuous thing we're doing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And that's really important. So we're going to try to avoid that at all costs. Messaging.
I don't think you would even have to try to avoid it in the sense that you're just living your life.
Yeah.
Anyway, like a lot of people who are messaging are really trying hard to message. They love to message.
And messaging is very, very annoying. It's exhausting and it's annoying and it's insulting to the people you're talking to.
As opposed to, this is my life, this is the relationship I'm in. Look at her dealing with me. Flattening kiss posters.
Yeah.
She's just trying to live the life that she would lead, and she's married to this person who's spending Saturday night flattening kiss posters under, what are those, glasses? What are you putting in the corners?
I do have these glass things I ordered and these little weights.
Oh my God. No. I really thought when I saw the video that they were like cups, like glasses. You ordered poster weights.
Yes, I did. I ordered a bunch of poster weights. Well,
I wouldn't have thought it was just a suitable amount. Probably more than the average
honestly
order.
Too many. Yeah, too many. But this is not the life she saw either. Believe me, you don't think you're gonna move to New York City and have this great time, and then you just see this fucking old man farting and flattening out a fucking Kiss Cube poster. I mean, let's be honest. This is probably not how she saw things going.
Oh, what a beautiful apartment! Don't walk there, my poster.
Yeah, they've been in the living room for a while.
Yeah,
she's great though. She's just like whatever. I guess she knows.
Of course, she's dealing with your stuff. You're dealing with her stuff. You think my wife loves the fact that she goes, the kids are going, like, you know, she's upstairs with the kids, putting them to bed. She's exhausted. She walks downstairs and wrestling is on television again.
Yeah.
We've literally had arguments where I have to sit there with a straight face and go, it's not on Thursday.
She really gets mad. I've never seen Jess angry.
Oh, yeah, furious. She's like, and especially if I say some dumb shit like that. Wrestling's on every night. It's not on Thursday.
Yeah. Thursdays are yours, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
TV is yours.
I give you Thursdays. Yeah. No, yeah. Of course she gets mad, and we've been together for a very long time. So we've had minor fights, we've had serious fights, but you know, I mean, there is a big difference, and you hit the nail on the head. Like, there's a big difference between we're in this big fight. Yeah, I'm out. I'm leaving.
I'm out. Yeah,
I'm done. Like, who cares? I'm gone. And we're in this serious fight, and like there's like you almost get that feeling at the peak of the fight where you're like, I love this person. Like, this is as far as it's going because I don't want this to happen. Like, I want to make things better, and then you start going, oh, maybe I was in the wrong here. I'm gonna change this part.
Yeah, you start to because you know you love the person. When you see them upset, you're like,
right.
And I know I'm the problem. Like, when it comes to fighting, I'm a fucking dick, and I feel like I shut off when I argue. I've always done that, where I don't feel anything, no matter how sad, and then it comes back afterwards. It's almost like this force field where you don't feel any emotion, and then when it's over, you regret everything. Like, oh my God, what? It's like being fucked up when you're not. But you know, you catch yourself in those moments and go, like, you gotta stop. You're in one of your things right now. This is how I operate. This is the way my mind works, but it doesn't matter. You have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I'm gotten a lot better at that. Just saying, look, please just leave the room. Let's just shut up and not fight. I'll talk to you in a minute. You know, just 'cause I don't trust my own big dumb mouth.
And I think if you have the right partner, when you start changing things about you for your partner, generally they're changes you should be making anyway. Like, they're changes that make you a better person regardless.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be that way anyway. It's just you finally met somebody who's important enough to you that they can be the catalyst to go, oh, let me look at myself here. Oh, you know, I am a dick. In this scenario, like, this does bring out the worst in me. I should stop doing that.
Yeah, and I'm addicted to being angry sometimes. And again, when you live with somebody, I mean, it's from never living with anybody to being engaged and married. It's a very big thing to do in your 50s.
Yeah, especially when it's not like you living by yourself meant that you had all this open space. Like, you living by yourself was like the 13-year-old fantasy version of you living by yourself, where the biggest thing on the wall was your signed photo of Black Sabbath, and you had collectibles everywhere, and a bookshelf full of signed books, and a poster of this comedian, and pictures of this band. And it's like, yeah, when you're like, I'm gonna share my life with somebody now, that's a huge change.
Yeah, it's very you realize how used to things you've gotten, and how I hate to, like, the bedroom is hers. I'll let her do whatever she wants, with the fucking vanity and the furniture, and she loves the Queen, and it's all this weird shit that I have to tolerate. Her furniture ideas are kind of just not my furniture ideas.
A little tacky.
I don't like Scully and Scully, that fucking place, but she's obsessed with it.
She loves it.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing too. It's like, again, if I was single, I probably have a place just full of wrestling shit. And at a certain point, it's okay to have a room with wrestling shit in it, but you don't need a house.
You don't need a house
full of wrestling shit everywhere, because that's the point where people start coming over and going like, "Is he okay?
Yeah,
is he all right?" If I invited young Coop over to my house, you know, mentor that I've been, if he went to see his idol's home, and he looked everywhere, and there were Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior pictures and posters on the wall, and I put my arm around Coop and said, "Coop, this is from 1987. This is the real deal." He'd go, "The fuck is wrong with this guy?
It's not what I wanted.
He's not a human being. He's in a state of arrested development. He needs help."
By the way, I want to answer Sheldon's question. It's funny how people have asked me this.
Really?
Oh my God, yes.
Sheldon in British Columbia. What's up, bud?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Morning.
Hey, Jimmy, really happy for it. Genuinely happy for you, buddy.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
sir. Thank you.
Hey, I just got to ask, though, is this why Chip and Doug Bell and everybody has kind of gone away?
No, it's very funny.
Chip is Chip.
Trust me, I understand. And Chip doesn't. I don't like fucking peckers. Yeah, no.
Speaking of people who disapprove.
Oh, boy. Have I heard an earful from him. But I will say, no, not only is she not the reason it went away. And again, there's just so much, eventually I'll go over. She filmed so much of Chip. All the TBS stuff was shot by her. She had to fucking live with Chip.
Okay,
and film Chip. So no, she actually kept Chip going because it got me excited about doing these outside things, and she hates Chip.
I'm glad that you said that just now, because if you want to know the time frame that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The TBS show you just said.
She filmed
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, she filmed every single shot for that fucking show.
As a matter of fact, thank you, Sheldon.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Because since you said that, chronologically,
sure,
Doug Bell was born after the TBS show had already happened.
Yes, it was.
Which means that she has seen and been a part of the entire genesis and life of Doug Bell.
Do you understand? The whole Doug Bell thing started... it started with the hair.
Oh my God, when you were changing your physical appearance, she was around for all of it.
Yeah, but that was all done to annoy her. Because I used to joke with her about how I was going to fucking bleach my hair. And she was like, "Oh, don't you fucking dare."
To be young for her?
Do you understand? I would walk around my hair bleached, and I would just tell people at the checkout, like, "Yeah, we're just a couple of teenagers in love." And it would humiliate her. I would humiliate her with that hair. So the reality is, yeah, Doug Bell was born to irritate her with the hair, and then it just kind of came out on the air where I changed the tone of it last minute. But it was all stuff that was done at home first. It was all stuff that was done around her at first. And no, but as far as Chip, no, she doesn't give a fuck if I'm doing Chip. I was just going out on Wednesday and doing it. She's like, "Oh, I'll see you later." She didn't care. I got bored with Chip, and it was one of those things where I didn't plan on even doing it that long. It was just, it started happening in the pandemic, and then it just kind of bled into this, and then it was like, it's just, I don't like asking people to be on my podcast. I just fucking don't like it. Mm-hmm. And after a while, it just got to be a bit draining, but no, it had nothing to do with her. She kept it going for a while by being willing to film every frame in the horror film that Chip did. She shot
oh my God, that's so embarrassing for you.
In 5 different cities. Yeah, every single frame she filmed.
Honey, this is what I'm thinking. You know, can you shoot it like this?
We had a big fight one time. We were in a park, and I had to dress like Chip, and she didn't want to film me because there was people around, and she was embarrassed. She was fucking humiliated. And Chip had the big fucking... It was the day that, What Exactly Is the Rain, when he shot that moment outside.
No.
Yeah, she filmed that, and she also...
Oh, my God.
She was so fucking embarrassed. We were arguing all the way fucking from the car. I think from the park to the car. I'm like, "Fuck, let's just go. We'll just go." So we left because she was so embarrassed there were people there. And then she's like, "All right, look, I'll do it. And then we went to another park and filmed that moment.
The fact that you have to argue means you have to justify Chip's antics.
Yeah, but that was outdoors and there was people in the park.
Oh.
And she was not happy.
Run and gun. Let's shoot this.
Let's shoot this and get the I was embarrassed, to be very honest.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I was incredibly embarrassed.
That's also, man, The fact that she shot that material, that's when you know it's like, no. Yeah, that's what anybody that's like, oh, she's just around for the money. She filmed demons and ghosts from hell.
Demons and ghosts from hell. Her voice is actually in it in one moment. She's the voice of the evil lady from hell. She's the evil lady from hell in Chips.
Is that what she's credited as?
Yeah, evil lady from hell is her.
Chip is very smart with his name.
Yeah. So I've gotten that question a few times, and I'm glad that got called with that. But no, she's not responsible for Chip ending.
If anything, she helped him prosper.
With 100% certainty, I can tell you, all that TBS stuff I would never have been able to do, or I wouldn't have done. But it was just she was willing to do it. And again, there's more to that.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yeah.
But
wow.
Yeah. So no, she didn't have anything to do with Chip. I think that was all me. Getting a little sick of it.
Yeah, no, and I
miss doing Doug a lot because there's so many times I think I have a good picture which I'll put up. It's Nikki and Colin and Doug when there was a whole bunch of bells about to be taped in a pizzeria. Which was fucking it's full Doug and humiliating.
And CQ.
Yeah, and CQ, and he didn't like it either.
With Nikki.
Yeah. So yeah, she's had to put up with a lot of the fucking. A lot of the characters.
Yeah, it would actually make you very happy. I just heard that, the Biggins, they go on road trips a lot.
Yes.
And Matt Biggins put on a Doug Bell in the car.
Oh, nice.
And the little one, not Nicole's Nicole from the mashup, not Nicole's older daughter, but her younger son. Big bell end.
Oh,
and,
good.
And he was not only singing along the whole song, but going. Hey.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah.
I miss doing that. If it wasn't for having to do the hair, that's a really easy one to do. I just do that at home.
Well, yeah, because there's the whole point is that there's no guest. Although it would be funny to watch Doug try to interview people.
I really wanted to do that. It just didn't happen.
I feel like Doug would be more of like a serious one-on-one
100%
inside the actor studio type of interview where he's trying to get in someone's head but he keeps bringing it back to himself. I told you one time I was talking to
and just always I miss doing that one because there's so many times I'll see a celebrity and I'll just think in those terms and I'm like fuck I should bring Doug back.
I see enough of you during the week but for some reason if Doug Bell hits my algo, I can't help. All right, I'm going to click it.
I hope it happens all the time.
Yeah, I do enjoy Doug.
I'll go back and watch a little bit once in a while. Like I forget all of them. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
When you're done with it, it's just like it's finished. Yeah. It's like a steel door shutting.
So this is your wife is the one that was sitting around watching. Now we have a name and a face.
Yes.
To go with the person that was watching John Wayne movies.
Oh yeah.
And all these stories that we've been hearing for a very long time now.
I'm literally married to Livia Soprano. She's a fucking old lady. Like
making you kiss a stuffed animal.
It's very, very old lady-ish stuff, not on purpose. It's old lady panic stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I'll come home and she'll say like, I was thinking today, like, what if you die? And I'm like, really? I've been in the house fucking 30 seconds.
I was thinking today.
It's Livia Soprano.
You know what I was thinking about? What's that? What happens if you die?
Oh yeah, I've had that conversation quite a few times.
I don't know. I probably won't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I hear a lot of that.
What happens if you die?
But it's old lady sentiments and old lady taste. She's a very interesting person, and it's all legit. I mean, because I see it but it's just she and I.
Yeah.
But not a club person, not let's go out and get fucked up person. Like, let's just get fucked up at home, but it's not like a let's go out
right
and do all this wild stuff.
No, we went to the haunted houses together last year.
She likes, yes. Yeah, a nice, we were going to do that this year, but it rained in fucking shit Ulster every weekend. It was raining.
Horrible. It's been off. I bet that place is having a real tough time this year.
I bet you they are because every Friday, Saturday it was raining. I checked the weather every week. I wanted to go up, and we're going on Bert's cruise this week, so I can't go this weekend.
Was that part of it? The fact that you're going on the Bert cruise? It's like let's let people know before we go on the cruise because it's going to be a boat full of people.
That was part of it. But we could have. I mean, we've done so many other public events she's come to. I mean, she was at both roasts. She comes to everything. So
yeah.
But that was like, yeah, let's just. It just was. It was like a good jumping off place. Like let's just do it. But yeah, we couldn't do the Ulster thing this year. We really wanted to. Like, I love doing stuff like that. Because I used to, before she was here, I would just dream of doing stuff like that. Like, just this normal
regular
shit you do with
stuff.
your spouse. Hey, I would do something. I'd be like, fuck, I wish Nikki was here. Just so she could come and do this. She could eat in this restaurant.
When it was still long distance.
Yeah. And that was a really difficult
Even in
thing.
a restaurant, you would feel that way.
Oh, just normal stuff. Like, nice, normal things that you take for granted with a person. I would always go, like, you have no idea how lucky you are. You have no idea how lucky you are to be able to do that with somebody you love or with the person you want to do it with. Like, it's little things. I'm like, I would have killed to do this. I would kill just to take her to a Halloween party or just or dumb shit, Christmas party, dumb shit you do with that everyone takes for granted. So yeah, and she doesn't like she doesn't like. We went to some place in the meatpacking district to eat. No, that's not where I met her. But we went there to eat, and it was like all that loud, like douche, douche, club music, and she fucking hates it, which makes me so happy because I hate it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like really old person's steakhouse. We have very similar tastes like that. Like socially, we're very similar.
Yeah.
Which is nice because I hate those loud places. She likes to dance, but which I don't.
Yeah. So now go back a year and listen to the stories of us at the haunted houses in Ulster and realize that like the person that a lot of you have now met on Jim's Instagram was there too. So when Jim is going up to employees and going, "Excuse me, miss, is there a toilet bowl inside?" Oh, yeah. she's dealing with that. "Excuse me, which way to the toilet bowl?"
Miguel in LA is asking a question that I got an email about this weekend, a bizarre email.
Probably from Miguel.
I don't think it was from Miguel. Hi, Miguel. How are you?
Hi, good morning, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jim, have you seen the video that I posted on the meme page of you panicking when your wife is in the background?
Miguel does Jim and Sam Dank memes.
Yes, but I did not see it. I actually got an email from, it was not Miguel who he sent me. That was, yeah, I see that. I was in LA on, I think that was Cannon Boulevard. But I wasn't panicking. And that's not my wife in the background.
That's so funny.
Oh, okay.
That's my ex-girlfriend who was her friend.
Oh, that's so
Jen.
funny.
That's not my wife. My wife was there. Her and Jonathan were on the other side.
I love when people try to read your face. Like, people don't know you're just a blinking fool.
I am a blinking idiot. So that's all I do is blink.
Right. So these moments where people are like, "Oh, you're panicking. You're doing this. You're doing that." No, I'm just a awkward fool that blinks a lot.
Yeah, Jonathan and Nikki were off camera. Jonathan was there too, and that's Jen. That's not Nikki.
That's your ex?
Yeah, that's my ex.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
that's so funny. Look at that, Miguel. Miguel, you little cyber sleuth. You little cyber sleuth. You got it wrong.
Yeah, you know what? But at least I'm not as bad as Erock trying to get the exclusive on his fucking.
I was going to bring that up.
Oh,
did you see?
I love
thank you, Miguel.
Erock. Thanks, Miguel. Appreciate it. Erock did reach out, sent me a very nice message, and he did ask me. I honestly didn't see the message for 2 or 3 hours. I don't always check my phone.
Dude.
It was like 12:30 at night when I saw it.
Did you watch the Erock video?
No.
Erock, speaking of cyber sleuths, Erock, of course, and I swear I was going to bring this up anyway, but Miguel, thank you for leading us. So Erock, of course, our former producer from O&A, who we've all spent a great deal of time
I love
with.
Erock.
I was just texting with him the other day about wrestling toys. He posted this video. It is by far, all due respect to Prince Nagel, it is by far his most successful video with 18,000 views, which is a lot of views only in 2 days.
Sure.
But I watched the whole thing cover to cover.
You did.
It is excellent. It just how awkward it is. Because the video is called Jim Norton Got Married, and he's basically going on to his show, It's Eric Nagel, coming off of the news that was broken on Instagram. But I think, and this is no slight, you're just you. Like you said, you forgot to tell your sister. You forget who you tell and who you don't tell.
Sure.
Prince Eric did not know.
Oh.
So he's like on his show with his co-host, whoever that guy is. He's great too. I love that guy. I just don't know who he is. he's on his show, and he's just like, just wild speculation. Just like, I don't know. Is this real? Is it a bid? I texted him. I don't know. He's like, we got to get to the bottom of this. And he's trying to figure it out. And you know when Erock gets into like stuff is going on with the guys from the former show, he's all in.
He's all in.
He loves it.
Yep.
So he's like, oh, well, some people are saying that they might have known. And then he goes, oh, Zia, who you used to do Chip Chipperson with, who now does her own solo stuff, but Erock also worked with her.
How good does Zia look?
I mean, she's one of the best YouTubers.
She's phenomenal.
Zia does bikini streams now, where and I learned this from It's Eric Nagel.
Sure.
Zia does bikini streams on YouTube where she pours condiments on herself. Like she pours chocolate syrup. And it was really very telling, I find, of Erock, that he was like, I don't know. I don't listen to Jim and Sam so much anymore, which is fine.
Sure.
But then he was able to go frame for frame what Zia does on her show every week. Like he knew everything about Zia's bikini streams, which, God bless, we all know Erock loves a bikini girl.
Sure he does, of course.
So he goes, well, let me contact Zia. I think she's live. So he starts stream sniping Zia's bikini stream, right? So he goes and starts watching her, and he's like, we're going to call her while she's live, big radio deal, And so he calls her, and then you can see on Zia's stream, because it's on Eric's stream as well, Zia picks up her phone, and she goes, why is Erock calling me while I'm live? And she just puts the phone down. She doesn't pick it up. Sends him to voicemail. And then he goes, he gets in her chat, because he is a cyber sleuth, He gets in her chat, and he goes, hey, I just called you. We're also live. I guess he was like figuring we'll do a happening.
Sure.
And then Zia goes, if you have a question, Erock, just put it in the chat.
Oh, no.
So
put it in the chat.
So fucking funny. So Erock goes, all right. And he puts in the chat, did you know is Jim really married? Like, is he really married or is this a bit? Is he really married? And Zia goes, she like blows off the question. She goes, is Jim really married? Yeah, he's been really married. I've known forever. I've known for like years or something. And you should see, Erock goes, years? Years? And he can't believe he's been in the dark for this long. Years? He goes, you know what I'm going to do? And he takes off Zia's bikini stream, and he goes, I'm going to call Jim right now. And he calls Jim. Another one, right to voicemail.
Yeah. I texted him after, because then he texted me, would you come on the show? But I did text Eric. I'll always get back to Eric.
Of course.
And said, I'm sorry, I really didn't see it when you called. But yeah, Zia's known because she was doing Chip every week.
Right.
And she would always drop me off at my hour show after that. And we would always talk about it, married life and complaints and the good parts about it. And like, Of course, yeah. She's never met Zia.
Oh, no?
No, because again, with Zia, it was always I would see her at Chip, and that would be it. So, like,
Oh, gotcha. It's not like she was coming over or like you were going to dinner or something.
No. She's been invited. Eventually, I'm sure she will. It hasn't worked out. But, I want them to meet, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's 21 minutes long. I watched 21 minutes of it.
Oh,
it was so good.
Oh, I had no idea.
Fucking funny. And Erock, God bless him, just trying to figure it out, and the outrage when he finds out that he was in the dark. I mean, I'm sure he knows you as well as any of us do. That there was no personal slight. It's just a matter of.
Oh, I love Eric. No, if there's a wedding,
it just didn't come up.
When there's a wedding, of course Eric will be invited to the wedding. Yeah. Of course,
put him at my table,
without a doubt.
We'll be doing show talk.
Yeah,
about this show.
Yep. Oh, you have some questions and some comments
about us? Yeah, I mean, I was locked in to his, because it's analysis, and I love analysis.
Sure.
It's analysis, but it's all speculative analysis because he didn't know anything. And I love that perspective. Like, he knows you very well, but it's just him guessing at what's going on. And then, I mean, that climax of the outrage
of him being
Zia, like, blowing him off and being like, yeah, I've been known that. And he's like, what? Do you have that moment
I would like
there?
to see that moment a lot.
I mean, I don't have it. I have it queued up to when he puts his question in the chat.
Okay, that's. I mean,
sure.
If you want to just listen to a little.
Sure.
It's on the it's Erock Nagel YouTube page.
Eric says we're live on our show too, streaming you. We had a question for you. Ask me in the chat, Eric.
Okay.
Eric Nagel? Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Eric.
What is Eric's
You hear Eric's
name?
typing?
I'm assuming it's Eric Nagel. It's the podcast I did for maybe 3 or 4 years. I don't remember how long I was on for because it was a long time. But
She's like, that's sinking ship. I moved over.
Yeah, Thursday. So he's doing It's Eric Nagel. Pajori, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He says, ask Nick where he got the whiskey drinking lawyer song he plays when he asks.
She doesn't want to answer. She wants to play the telephone game through chat.
Like Nick Ricade?
See,
monkey dishwasher.
Hit pause for a second. This is Erock is hungry for the info. He's like, fuck it then. All right, fine. You want to do this through chat? We're doing it through chat because I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. We're cyber sleuthing.
Do it through the chat.
We'll do it through the chat. I'm trying to find out some information.
Who's that woman on Zia's stream? Is that her? Like, is that a podcast partner she has?
I don't know.
X-Ray girl? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Eric really only gave the information that Zia's in a bikini and gets like chocolate syrup and shit poured on her.
Oh, good for her.
Which I'll probably be a regular subscriber to that channel too. Both these shows are great.
Yeah.
Different
He has
reasons.
to play that song to pee.
That's amazing.
Just watch
Eric says,
now you have to give me the
about
super
Norton
chat.
getting married? Yeah, I knew that he's been married he told me like a couple of years ago. I'm really good at
Couple years ago.
Look, his jaw goes agape. You gotta look at his face. What?
a couple of years ago. I'm really good at
What?
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, I knew about it. Yeah.
It's the best.
Why is she bothering me with that?
She's like, I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know that? What? She just blew him off, too. Sia had no time for his nonsense.
Yeah. Anthony's met her. He's been over the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she loves Ant.
Years? Give us a little more of Erock there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Couple years ago.
Ooh, that's a good thing.
Years.
When people are like, "Oh, can I tell you a secret?" I'm like,
They
I
go
will never
right
That
tell
is-
anyone.
He can't
Except
believe
maybe,
it.
like,
Years.
my husband, depending on how sensitive
Holy
the secret
shit.
is.
Wow.
That is true.
He's very tight-lipped. There's a reason I mean
That is
I
insane.
told him secrets
I'm
he never tells.
calling Norton.
Yeah.
I love this part, too.
That's how you know.
Like, answer your phone,
No, unless
you
you
son of a
specifically
bitch.
say don't tell him.
Years.
You have to. The
They
spouse
still
will
got
always
Zia's
know
show,
unless,
stream
unless you
sniping.
specifically say
Yep.
don't tell them.
Is that called
And
stream
number
sniping?
two,
Yeah, when you just on your stream
That
play
is,
someone else's stream.
If
That is news.
you
And then,
trust
like,
the
all the
person,
Nagelmaniacs
you should
just
probably
raid.
trust their spouse.
That's
Her
right.
chat.
He sends the
Yeah,
Nagelmaniacs to raid Zia's
Not
chat.
anyone.
Yeah,
What's up,
we're
Dillis?
one in the same.
By the way,
Yeah, exactly.
Zia's
Same
smart
person.
too. She's like
he told me.
the bikini adjustments. Because people super chat, the bikini adjustments.
Sure.
Everybody wants a slip.
Oh,
You see?
sure.
So when
Does she-
you got to adjust.
She
so
does
that
a
way,
lot? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that way people get
Yeah,
excited.
she is very chesty lately.
I wonder what happened. She's really blossomed.
Yeah, does she? Oh, she's adjusted. I'm actually looking at Eric. What a dope I am.
Well, the Eric thing
Oh, yeah.
is hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Same person. Eric, yeah, he told me like a couple of years ago. At least I think it was maybe 1 or 2 years ago. I told
Look
you,
at
I
him.
pray
Look at
for
his
my
face.
secrets. You tell me things, and I will not tell anyone because it's not my business to tell, and I just think that's a shitty thing to do, especially when it's like
Hear that phone ringing?
not.
Eric's using
It's
all
not
his
my secret
connects.
to tell, and they'll come out with it when they're ready. Like, how shitty is it to have someone out you with something that you're not ready to out yet? You know what I mean? I don't
She's
know.
not wrong.
She's not
I
wrong.
get it.
So yeah, I
No,
knew
I
about
get it,
Jim's
too.
marriage
I'm not-
friend.
marriage
so
for like
annoyed.
quite a while. His I've
The
never
girl in
actually met his
bikini
wife.
and thigh
Jimmy?
highs.
At the tone,
please.
That's my favorite part. He goes like this, Jimmy? At the tone.
Oh, did he say Jimmy? Oh, here.
He thought you might have picked up. You did not.
No. That's it.
You had other concerns.
Here we go.
Knew
I
about
get
Jim's
it, too.
pregnancy, I
I'm
knew
not-
about Jim's marriage for like quite a while. His I've never actually met his wife.
Jimmy?
And, at the tone, please. But I know her. Nikki is her name. Obviously, I've seen.
That's a twofer. sent to voicemail twice.
Jimmy?
Don't worry, I know many parties involved. Everybody's sending him to voicemail. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That rules, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That makes me very, very happy. I had no idea about any of that.
He really did. That's a very Erock way to handle things.
Yeah. This is get on the case.
Yeah. He's going to get to the bottom of things. Don't worry. I got a couple of calls I can make. What happened? They both sent me to voicemail.
Yeah, they both. Neither one.
Erock Nagel investigates.
Yeah.
It's like Gareth Keenan.
Yeah.
Gareth Keenan investigates.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't tell her that long ago, but I told her it was probably over a year ago, yeah. Yeah, she's known.
Yeah. Well, you were working with her every week.
Every week, yeah.
She was a regular co-host of the Chip Chipperson podcast.
Yeah.
Taking phone calls from Doug Bell very, very late at night.
She did, yeah. Yeah, he's a good egg.
Yeah.
A really
great.
good egg. And again, she was very instrumental in keeping Chip going, too, because she would help me book it. And, like, you know.
No, she's great.
I would much rather be doing the stand-up, so.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
man,
see.
Oh, man, yeah. What a fun time. What
I
a
guess.
fun evolution.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'm happy to be doing it. I'm, I'm not good at selling myself.
No.
I'm very happy.
No, but I'm glad that you've gotten as much positive feedback as you have. And I think you can tell people are genuinely happy for you.
Yeah, most people are. It's like, there was one guy said something about like, hey, I don't like how he doesn't like it at all. It's not his thing. It's fucking gross. But he goes, hey, if he's happy, I'm happy for him. Like, great, fair.
Yeah.
My job as a person is not to convince people that they should feel any way.
No.
I don't care.
No.
You don't have to like it. You can love it. It's up to you.
But it's also like, I don't know, man. If people are like, yeah, I'm very uncomfortable with this.
Well,
the fuck have you been listening to for all these years? What have you...
I mean...
You've been talking about this for, forever.
Yeah, if it's too...
This is way before it was cool.
I would say it's before it was in the zeitgeist.
Yes.
Yeah, this is I'm not jumping on a trend.
No. You're an innovator.
Yeah, this one I fucking, like I said, I missed out on Bitcoin, but I was ahead of the curve on this one. Yeah, this one it just feels right.
I hope it's not curved.
No, thank God. It's I'm very happy. This is the right person for me to be married to. It's 100% the right person. It's 100% the right situation. It's exactly what I wanted. And personality-wise, which is the most important thing, we match up really, really well.
Yeah. In my interactions with you guys, not only would I agree with that, but also my wife agrees with that. And that's where it's like...
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she would be like, oh, I don't know, but she's like, this is great. She's great. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and even, like, I don't know... When you were, I always thought it was so funny when people thought you and Mary Jean were a thing.
We were never a thing. I love Mary Jean. We haven't seen her in a while, but Nikki loves Mary Jean too.
Right.
Mary Jean loves Nikki. Like, there's no.
I went to dinner with you two.
Yeah.
It was like you two and me and Mary.
Yeah. It's so funny that, like, I've never hooked up with Mary Jean.
Right.
You guys weren't dating?
It's so, like,
Erock
never.
thought so.
Erock, oh, I forgot.
Mary Jean, no.
Oh, I forgot. He did say
Never.
that he thought you were dating a porn star named Mary Jane.
Oh no. Mary Jane.
Cyber sleuth Erock Nagel was back.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I've never dated her.
No.
She's met Nikki. She was one of the first people Nikki met when she arrived, because they had spoken, and like I had told, you know what I mean? Like, they had both been so aware of each other. So yeah, that was one of the first people she wanted to meet.
But it does go back to your original point of being like, you could see where like people have wrong information, and they're sure that something is true, but it's just because like people keep aspects of their life to themselves and other aspects are public, and then people jump to conclusions and make assumptions and do what they do, and then you have cyber sleuths like Erock Nagel.
They kind of trying to get to the.
It's just so funny for someone who like we all know him. We all talk to him. And he's still cyber sleuthing.
I understand. Well, the information just came out. He was trying to.
No, I know.
Trying to get to the bottom of things, and I did get a text after and saw that he had called. Mm-hmm. But he congratulated me, which was very.
Of course.
Some people congratulated me, and it's like, well, you've known for a while, and they acted like it was new information. People forget.
You think people forgot?
Oh, I know they did.
That's hilarious. But you knew you had already told them.
100%.
Because you knew who knew. I'm assuming you knew who knew and who didn't know. To an extent.
I forgot. Half the time I forgot. Like, I saw Mike Birbiglia at the Cellar the other night. And he's like, "Is it true?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like I forget. Like people don't. And then there's other people like Mike Yard, who's known forever. Like you don't remember. And if it came up, I would talk about it. But a lot of times it just didn't come up, and I didn't think when I'd walk into work just to say to people, "Hey, I'm."
Yeah.
I'm weird with that stuff, man. I'm just very weird with that shit. Like I don't like giant announcements. I hate them.
Well, this is pretty giant announcement.
This was, but I mean, it had to be. There's only, But
pulled off the Band-Aid.
Just put up a video, and again, the videos are just going to be stuff, just us interacting and having a good time. And I get it that people don't like it. It's fine. Don't watch it.
Yeah, it was funny, too. And you did this to yourself. Like there are a lot of people who thought this is the new character.
Yeah,
and and again, you can't blame people for thinking
that
because you've done dumb shit like that. You've been making stupid characters for a long time, so
yeah. Though this was a bit,
yeah,
and I understand why they would think that.
Sure,
but no, it's not.
No,
it is not.
No,
and it's good. Life is really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very grateful that things are the way they are. And again, there's things, and I don't say that to be mysterious, but there's just things that I haven't talked about at all to anybody. Not terrible things, but things that could have been very bad that are good. So I'm happier than I've ever been. I have to say that.
That rules.
This part of my life, I'm happier now than I've ever been.
And is it nice now after the weekend that like you can publicly be happier than you've ever been? Like, is there a weight off knowing that like there's no sort of like I'm happier than I've ever been, but I don't want too many people to know I'm happier than I've ever been.
It's just one of those things where nothing is going to change.
Correct.
In my life, in her life. It's just fun stuff that she likes to like. She likes to post stuff, and she enjoys that, and I like it too. And if I want to shoot something at home or something, I can do it, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to I can't do that or I can't post this.
I do hope that people start saying that you've changed, because like you'd be like, well, what are you talking about? Like this has been the case for a long time.
Yeah.
Like if I've changed, I would have had to have already changed.
Yeah, and by the way, if you're 55 and married and you haven't changed at all,
right,
there's something wrong with you.
Right. That goes back to me walking Coop around my wrestling house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But by the way, anybody who's like, dude, you've changed. It's like, so have you, stupid.
I hope.
You're not the same as you were 20 years ago.
No.
You can't be.
Erock's pretty similar.
I do stand corrected. But Erock's got a wife and a baby.
That's right. That's true. Erock's got a baby. He is a very different person.
He is a very different.
Still cyber sleuths on the side.
Yeah, honestly, in his real life, he is much different, but on the air, he is Erock.
He never will be anything else.
No.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, but yeah, people wanting to. And again, as time goes on, I'll eventually, she and I will talk about it, just because, again, I feel like when it's somebody else's life with you, you want their to talk as well and their input as well. And
100%. Yeah, this is your perspective. It's not the whole story.
No, not at all. And I'm sure she'll say something that infuriates me in the interview. Like I know it.
Yeah. Yeah. At some point, she'll have to come in here.
Eventually,
I'll have some questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't do it yet, of course, because we're not going to film it. So.
Yeah. No. As a matter of fact, I was like, it'd be really brilliant to have the cameras on Monday, regardless of what. Like, sure. Not that there was no plan.
No, right.
But I, was like, clearly we're going to talk about this, and
sure.
Everyone cares. No, can't do it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course.
Got to know, huh?
No, yeah, can't do it. So.
Great to be here.
Yeah. So if you need to do the interview on another platform.
It's 100%.
I won't be offended.
No, I love you.
Of course, I take no personal.
No, it's without a question. I wouldn't do it here.
Yeah, it wouldn't be capitalized upon.
And even that, like, and not that there's anything.
I'm perfectly happy to recap.
It's not. There's not anything to even do with it, but it's just the idea that like you can ask, and then they're like, I don't know, I can't.
No, yeah, I immediately was like, even if you don't want to talk about it for more than 5 minutes,
sure,
a 5-minute clip would be all that we would need.
Yeah.
Right? Just you going like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Even if you said, yeah, it's true, but I'd rather talk about football.
Yep.
Just you saying, yeah, it's true would be like, what a great clip.
Yeah.
Audio's good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, I did.
Appreciate
So did Travis.
Appreciate that.
Yep. It's a big moment.
Yeah, fuck him.
In audio.
Fuck him.
Because,
Yeah, but that's just fuck him.
Yeah. Hey, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. I do feel good.
You should feel good.
About that personalized stuff. Life is
That's
very
all
good.
it's about.
Honestly, yeah, that really is.
It's all that matters.
It is all that matters.
Everything else is good. Fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know? Do you have any idea when the ceremony?
No.
You're not any closer to that.
Not sure, no. Not sure.
Yeah.
But again, I'm a really bad planner.
Would you want to do a joint thing with Troy?
Sure.
Maybe he could jump in and we could do a double ski?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Would you want to do that?
2 for 1.
As long as it's in Florida.
You want to get married in Florida?
I don't know. I just want to be on the beach somewhere.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I think he just wants to go to Florida.
Yeah, I think he just wants to go to Florida. They got beaches here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jones Beach, Atlantic City.
Jones Beach. That's a good alternative. Oh.
Yeah, we should break. Yeah,
we should take a break.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take a break. Congratulations.
Oh,
Big, huge
thank you.
news. And I'm glad that everybody knows. And
Yeah, it's just nothing changes. It's just nothing. There's not this whole it's just like now it's just life is a little more comfortable. That's all.
that's
it.
it.
Life's
Just a
little
weight
more
off. It's
comfortable.
just a weight off.
That's it.
And it's nice to share. As cheesy as it is, it's nice to share with people how happy you are.
Yeah, and
That's a good
so many comedians knew.
Right.
Like, I mean, most of the comics. It wasn't a big secret among the comics.
Yeah.
I mean, they all knew all of it.
Joe DeRosa definitely knew.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he did. Good for Joe.
Loose-lipped idiot. Remember that?
Oh, God.
It's one of my favorite things
Funny.
ever.
I thought you meant because what he did at Skankfest.
No, throughout the process, and we'll, as the days and weeks and months go on, we'll have a ton of stories about it. But there have been moments where those of us that knew looked at each other in the room like, this guy needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
For real reasons, more than just personal preference.
Yeah. But Joe had a great Skankfest, I heard. I'm very happy for him.
There are rumors floating around.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten the full skinny on that. But
I haven't either gotten any details.
Can we book Joe DeRosa?
I figured we'd just let Eric investigate.
Well, I know he's doing a podcast with Bill Burr. Let me call him. DeRosa? The number you have called. Okay.
Well, thank you to all the people who are very nice. I got a lot of nice people sending me a lot of nice messages. So thank you.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Let's take a break, Ski.
Yes, let's do that.
Hey, we'll be right back.